Hello there, I'm the story lady again. And today I want to tell you another of my stories. And this one is called The Magic Comb by P.J. Roscoe. There was once a little girl called Kate. Kate was a very pretty little girl. She had beautiful brown curly hair. But sadly, Kate was not a nice little girl. She liked to bully other children. She was very cruel to them. She pinched them and punched them until they cried and then laughed because they had. She'd take their sweets. She was not very nice at all. Then there was Molly. Molly was a very shy and quiet little girl, but a very kind little girl. She had beautiful long golden hair which she would comb every day. Molly could play very nicely with all the other children, and she liked to help the grown-ups too. Kate was very jealous of Molly, and she would pull her hair until Molly cried. Isn't a nice thing to do at all, is it? One day, Kate was walking home from the sweet shop when she decided she'd walk through the park and see if she could find any young children to bully. She smiled wickedly when she saw Molly sitting beneath a large oak tree, combing her beautiful golden hair. She crept up to her so that she didn't see her, and then she shouted, "Give me that comb!" Poor Molly was so scared, she dropped her comb onto the grass, and Kate swooped down and picked it up. "Where did you get this comb?" demanded Kate. A friend gave it to me," said Molly. "Please, can I have it back?" But Kate ignored her. Instead, she looked at it in the sunlight. It glittered with every colour she could possibly imagine. It was a very beautiful comb, and she wanted it. "I think I'll try it in my beautiful curly hair," she said. And without even asking, she started to comb her own hair. But the more she combed, the more the comb got stuck in her hair, and before long it became a big, tangly mess. "Ouch!" she cried. "Get it out!" But the more she pulled and tugged, the more the comb got stuck in her hair. "Ow!" she cried. "Ouch! Get it out! Pull it out!" she cried. Until finally, after a lot of pulling and a lot of tugging, and losing a few tufts of her beautiful hair, the comb finally came out. Kate was so angry, she threw the comb on the floor. Rubbing her head because it was very sore, she did a very wicked thing. Poor Molly stood by because she was too frightened to do anything, and Kate stamped on her beautiful comb, breaking it in two. "There, see how you like that!" cried Kate, and stormed off home. The next morning, Kate woke up, yawned, stretched her arms. "Ouch!" she cried, and she saw a big long scratch down her arm. Very carefully, she felt her head. "Ow!" she cried. "Ooh!" She ran to the mirror. "Oh no!" Do you know what she saw? Instead of her beautiful curly brown hair, she had a big, thick, prickly hedge on her head. "It was out here," and it was very heavy and, ow, ooh, very, very prickly. "What shall I do?" cried Kate. Just then, her mother came upstairs to see what all the noise was about. When she saw Kate's head, she shook her head and tutted. "Well, Kate," she said, "what have you been doing this time? It must have affected the fairies in some way. This is a fairy spell." "I've never done anything to the fairies. I've never hurt anyone," said Kate. Her big, thick, prickly hedge hair suddenly grew a little bit bigger. "Ow!" she cried. "Very heavy, and it hurts." Her mother shook her head. "Kate, now we both know that was a big lie. Who have you hurt?" Kate bowed her head. "Well, I kicked Daisy in the knee the other day and blamed it on William. I poured red paint on Anna's beautiful picture and ruined it. And I pinched Catherine's sweets and then there was Molly. I broke her beautiful comb." "I see," said her mother. "Well, I suggest you go and make amends, and quickly." So Kate got dressed and ran out to go and find all the children that she had hurt. She finally found Daisy and William playing together, and she apologized to them, both, Daisy for kicking her and William for blaming him. They both giggled when they saw her hair. They didn't dare say anything. Molly then quickly went to go and find Anna, and she gave her some of her own sweets, and promised never ever to do it again. Then she found Catherine, and she apologized to her, but she looked and looked, and she couldn't find Molly, and her head hurt, and she was covered in scratches. Finally, after a long, long search, she found Molly sitting beneath the oak tree. As she got near, she could see that Molly was holding the two broken pieces of her comb. She felt very ashamed. She crept up to Molly so that she didn't frighten her. She coughed so that Molly knew she was there. "Oh, Molly, I'm so sorry for breaking your beautiful comb. How can I make it better?" Molly smiled. "You can fix it for me." And she handed the two pieces of comb to Kate. Kate held the two pieces in her hands. "But I don't know how to fix combs," she cried, and tears poured down her cheeks, and they fell onto the comb. "Look," cried Molly, and Kate did. She couldn't believe what she was seeing. The comb was slowly coming together, and then it became perfect again. "How did that happen?" cried Kate. Molly took the comb and placed it carefully into her pocket. "Your tears fixed it, silly," said Molly. "The fairies told me that your tears were the only thing that would fix it, if you were truly sorry. And you must be." Kate nodded. "I really, really am, and I promise I will really try to be a better person. I won't break anything again." And do you know, from that day on, Kate tried very hard. And she did. She played lovely with the other children, and she helped as many grown-ups as she could. And do you know, Her beautiful brown curly hair stayed that way. It never ever changed back into a prickly, nasty, big, thick hedge ever again. Hope you enjoyed it. Bye.